Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video I've got a full lineup of products in front of me that I can't remember what I think of. I have recently just finished a declutter series and I went through all of my collection, and these are the products that I can't remember what I think of, or I remember thinking I don't like and I want to give another chance to. So I'm hoping that this makeup look turns out okay, because I do actually have a few other videos that I want to film today. However, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So I'm just going to dive straight on in. If you want to see that declutter series, I will leave it linked up here. And if you like makeup videos, I would love it if you would subscribe. Something crazy like 70% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you see me regularly on your telephone, on your telly, on whatever device you watch me on, I would love it if you would subscribe down below. But I'm starting with this product here, which I feel is so hyped, or was so hyped for a while. This is the Revolution Super Base Vitamin Base Primer. This is the one that's like meant to be a dupe for the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Face Base. I didn't think very much of this at all. I have very dry skin, so I need very thick moisturising base products, and I just remember thinking that this was very sort of powdery on the skin. It left quite a strange powdery feeling on the skin, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting this to be a moisturiser basically, and it sort of went on like that. Like, it does go on and it feels really nice and like sort of like a thick moisturiser, but as it dries down it almost goes like into a powder. It's quite strange. Of course, with any sort of base products it will depend what skincare you've got on underneath. I feel like I'm preferring this today actually, and the only skincare that I have on so far was the Beauty Bay 5% squalene grapeseed oil and also the Beauty Bay SPF, and I feel like today I'm preferring it. I have tried this a few different times with different skincare underneath and it's left that sort of powdery feeling. I feel like it's more hydrating today, so maybe I just needed different base products. So the first product that I was like, do I declutter and do I not declutter? I think I'm going to keep that one. I feel like that is better today than it has been in the past. So the next product is a foundation. This is the 17 Glow Is Everything CC cream, and I can't remember what I thought of this. I seem to remember it was a very, very light coverage, and that was my problem. Let's just see, shall we? That has separated in the tube. That's just... okay, yeah, I'm not putting that on my face. Can you see how that has all separated? Oh, goodness me. Well, that's being thrown away, isn't it? Right, I'm going to have to find another foundation because wowzers, I'm not putting that on my skin. But I seem to remember the other 17 one. I wasn't sure on that either. Let me find it. I shook that up as well before I got that out. Ooh, yeah, that's separating in the tube. That is weird. And I have used that a grand total of one time, and that's all like congealing in the tube. Well, that's grim. I'm going to go in with the other 17 foundation, and I seem to remember that I thought that this was quite drying on my skin, but I'm feeling quite nice and hydrated actually after that primer. So I'll see how this goes today. Long lasting liquid foundation with a medium coverage for a natural healthy looking base. Let's see. I hope this one's not going to like separate as well. No, this one's much better. That is not separating like that other one. I'm going to use a brush and let's just see what I think of this. The colour might be a little bit off, but I can make a colour work. I can add more bronzer. Okay, I think I'm going to declutter this foundation. The colour is a little bit off, it's a little bit too light for me, and it just looks really, really dry on my skin. Like I say, I felt like my base was quite hydrated before I applied that, but now it just feels like all of the life has been sucked out of it. Like, it does feel very dry. It does look in parts quite textured. Like, there's some areas up here where I'm like, I look a little bit scaly. I look a little bit like a lizard. And yeah, I just don't feel like it's sitting very nicely on my skin. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Yeah, I will declutter that one. Then on to concealer. This is the MUA Pro Base Full Coverage Concealer. I remember hating the teeny tiny little wand. Like, why is it so small? Please. I have to dip in about 70 times, but I can't remember what I thought of the coverage, of anything like that. It says lightweight cover up for imperfections with a smooth, flawless finish. I mean, obviously I can't judge it too harshly because the foundation is already looking awful, but let's see how much it will cover up the redness, like across my eyes, etc. Let's see how it works. I feel like over the last few years we've really come so far with makeup and like the actual components of makeup, where I feel like wands have gotten bigger so that you can apply the amount of products that you want quicker. You know, like the shape of the actual applicators, the like technology has come on, and I feel like this feels like a very old school sort of your first makeup, which I suppose it would be. Like, MUA is an affordable brand. Like, that probably is one of the brands that you would have bought when you were like first getting into makeup. But I feel like we're just spoilt with choice now with concealers and things like that, that I would rather use something that was easier to apply. But let's see how this blends out and how it covers over the darkness that I've got on my inner eyes. Honestly, the closer I look at this foundation, the more I hate it. That concealer is nice. I think I'm going to keep the concealer. The applicator drives me mad, but I feel like the coverage is nice. It feels, yeah, it does feel nice and lightweight. But let me just zoom you in and show you how horrific this foundation looks. So we are up close and personal. Hi, how are you doing? But just look like round like the sides of my nose. And actually, I don't feel like I have a lot of texture on my skin at the minute, but I'm like, wow. I can see every single bit of dryness that I have ever had on my face. It's just accentuating everything. Like, I feel like it looks so bad round here, and I can't get over that. So unfortunately, I think my makeup is going to be a redo job for today, but let's carry on because really I don't think it can get worse. I'm going in with the Studio London Flaunt Flawless Bronzing Cream Sun Drenched Sculpt. I seem to remember that I liked the colour of this, but the texture was a little bit strange. Honestly, it's quite a while since I've used this, but I've tried a few cream bronzers recently that I really like. The new collection ones, I love the new cream bronzer from them. I really like. So let's see what I think of this and if it deserves to stay in my collection. Okay, that colour is really nice. The only thing is, it does feel a little bit sticky. However, I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it in like my summer makeup bag, because I mentioned in a video recently that I like using a cream bronzer and then setting it with a powder bronzer, and I feel like if I set this with a powder bronzer now, I would be really happy with it. The colour's really nice, it builds up really nicely, it feels really nice and hydrating on the skin. It feels different to the collection one that I mentioned before, where the collection one sort of dries down to like a powdery sort of finish. This one is sort of staying a little bit sticky on the skin. However, if I went in with a powder bronzer now, that would like set it in and the colour would last all day. So I'm happy with how that's looking. I do almost feel like that has rescued the base, where it's added in that little bit of like hydration, so I'm very happy with that. I'm also going in with a liquid blush. So this is the Flower Beauty Blush Bomb. Now I've had this for years. I think I got this as an option to wear on my wedding day, and I've been married nearly 2 years, so it's probably past its best, but let's just see. Let's see. I'm going to try and like mix it up in the tube so it doesn't separate like that first foundation. I don't know how much of this I need, so I'm just going to start with a very, very little amount. I can always get more. This is in the shade Bubbly, by the way, which is like a hot pink, like that viral hot pink colour that everybody is obsessed with at the minute. Let's see how this goes. It seems to be like blending down as I'm like getting some on my brush. It seems to be blending down to a really nice wash of colour. Let's see. Okay, I really like that colour. I don't know why I don't use that more. That's a really beautiful, like that viral hot pink that everybody is searching for. The only thing is, I don't, like, what's happening? Does anybody know what's happening with Flower Beauty? You can't find it anywhere. Their website has this long like message about Drew like revamping things, and it'll be back in spring 2023. Well, spring 2023 has been and gone, and there's still nothing. Well, the last time I checked there still was nothing, but the blush, I like it. I like that colour. It's blending in with everything really, really nicely. I like it. I'm going to go in with a powder now, and this is a finishing powder, so this is more like a glowy setting powder. It has a little bit of coverage. Yeah, there were different shades of this, so this is in the same shade as what the foundation was. Where have I put it? Oh my goodness, here. So I got both of these in the shade 2. This is the 17 Ultimate Look finishing powder, and I just cannot remember what I think of it, so I'm going to take, do I take a big brush? I think I'll take a big brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit and start to tap this in where I want to like set things, but really I don't want to set this in too much, so I'm probably going to take it off as soon as I've finished filming. Okay, so I feel like that has set things down really, really nicely. I feel like it's looking sort of nicer now in a way, because it's almost like blurred over like a few of the problem areas. However, I feel like in other areas it's definitely still just picking up on texture. So I feel like I'm going to keep this. I'm going to keep it because I'm going to try it with a base that I love. I'm going to try it with like a nice hydrated base to like set in quite specifically. I feel like it's almost like a glowy setting powder, just used quite lightly. I feel like that's quite nice. I'm going to try, I'm going to try putting some of that liquid blush on over the top, because I feel like that powder has sort of dulled that down. I can still see the bronzer, but I feel like I want a little bit more blush, so I'm going to go in with just a little bit more of that Flower Beauty liquid blush. See if I can build it up over the top of powder. Honestly, one of my mottos in life is, if in doubt, add more blush, and I feel like that has rescued it. I'm happy with how that base is looking now. Miraculously. Who knew? I just needed more blush. So for brows, the only brow product that I remember not liking is a brow gel, so I'm going to go in with a pencil that I love first. This is just the one that's out of my project pan. It's the Revolution Brow Duo in brown, and then the gel that I'm not sure on is the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara with filling fibres, and this is in the shade Chocolatey Brows. The wand of this is quite similar to the e.l.f. Wow Brow, but I remember the formula being a lot more wet, a lot more difficult to use. So I'm going to go and do my pencil brows first, and then I'll be back to try that brow gel. So that's them like very lightly lightly for me, very lightly filled in, and I'm going to go in with the essence now, and I'm going to be very careful. I was just about to say, and I've already got that on my skin. I just feel like I am too messy with my products, and this just gets everywhere. I need to like properly concentrate. One moment. So that's the before and after. Ultimately it does the same job for me as the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and I just feel like the e.l.f. Wow Brow is easier for me to use. It's a slightly drier formula, so I don't get it like all over my skin. Like I'm gonna have to wait for this to dry and then like go in and pick off the little bits that I've got on my skin. But I will do the other side. I'll try and be a little bit more careful. Yeah, you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It looks fine. It's just more difficult to use ultimately. Am I going to use this over my e.l.f. Wow Brow? No. So I'm going to get rid. I have to get rid of the things that I'm not going to use, and I'm not going to use this because the e.l.f. Wow Brow has like truly spoiled me. Honestly, if I hadn't tried the e.l.f. Wow Brow, I probably would think that this was really good because it does what I want it to do. It like covers the hairs, and it is like quite a dark colour, but I like quite a dark brow. It does cover the hairs and like build up the look of a fluffy brow. It does do that. It's just a little bit more messy than the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So if I hadn't have tried that one, like I say, I think that this would be great. But I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow, so I'm not going to use this one. For the eyes, I realised like as I sat down that I wanted to try the Profusion palette again. This one. But I also have this one from MUA. So, do I try both? I think we could. I'm going to put on a little bit of the Beauty Bay eye base. This is in the shade 2 because I think that my problem with this palette in particular, the Profusion one, it didn't show up as much as I wanted it to, and I think that if I use an eye base and really keep the base tacky, don't set it down, I'm wondering if the colours will show up a little bit more. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to start with a big fluffy brush, and I genuinely can't remember what I did with this palette the first time I used it. Is that bad? I can't remember, but I'm going to go in with Nectar, this like peachy matte shade down here, and let's see if I can build that up in the crease. Then with the same brush, I'm going to go in with Wings, this darker brown, and then I think I'm just going to put like one of the duochrome shades like across the lid, maybe, I don't know, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Put that matte shade like on the outer half-ish. I do feel like these are showing up more with the eye base. Like I say, I can't remember what colours I used the first time, but I'm not mad at these now. I don't know, maybe I was just in a bad mood when I filmed that other video. Who knows, could have been. I'm actually going to go in with a smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into Social, this darker, brighter purple, and I'm going to see how that's going to pack on to try and like deepen up the outer corner a little bit. Not bad. Okay, so that purple shade has gone a little bit patchy on like the outer corner of this eye, but honestly like very, very minimal. I feel like I'm liking this a lot more. Maybe it's the eye base, maybe I'm just in a better mood, who knows. I'm going to go in with a shimmer, and I think I'm going to go in with Flutter on the bottom row, so that's like a purpley, pinky, shimmery shade, and I'm just going to use my finger because I remember some of the duochrome shades, like I can see that some of them have sort of gone hard pan, and obviously I've only swatched them, like I've maybe used them on my eye once, but I've like swatched these and some of them have sort of gone hard pan, but that one looks as if it's nice and shimmery, so I'm going to just tap that on the inner half of the eye. That's really pretty. Okay, that Flutter shade is beautiful. I can't have used that the first time. I just can't have, because that is so pretty. It's like pink, but it has like blue and also gold and also lilac, like bits of glitter in it. That is so pretty. I'm going to go in with that first fluffy brush, and I'm just going to get right on the very end of it some more of that purple, and I'm going to try and like deepen that up a little bit on the outer corner. I'm liking this so much more. I'm glad I chose this one. I'm not going to use that MUA one. Like I say, I've got more products that I need to decide what I want to do with, so I will use that one again, but not today. I'm liking how this is looking. So I've also smoked that Social shade, like more under the eye, just to make it really purple, because I really like how that is all looking now. I'm going to go in with a tiny little dense flat brush into the lightest shimmer shade. Well, that was a tongue twister, called Soul, on the top row. And I'm going to try and just build this up right on the inner corner. Yeah, that's working, isn't it? That is bright. That is like iridescent, like, again, white, but with like a blue iridescent undertone to it. What colours was I using in that first video to be so against this palette? Because I think this is really nice now. I take it all back. I mean, obviously this is only the second time I've used it. Use an eye base and it changes the game. I really, really like that. That colour on the inner corner is blowing my mind. So, I have a liquid liner, and I feel very, very strongly about liquid liner because the one that I love with my whole heart, and it's actually from Profusion as well, the one that I love so much, the Everlasting Waterproof Liquid Liner. I absolutely love it. I use it all the time. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't budge, it goes on so easily. I absolutely love it. And I can't remember what I think of this one, but I seem to remember it didn't last very well, but I genuinely, I can't remember. This is the Revolution Pro Rockstar Matte Liquid Liner. This has a brush like the Profusion one that I love, so I know I'm going to be able to use it fairly easily. But let's see. Let's just see. It's a long time since I've used this liquid liner, but first impressions, I can tell that this brush is bigger than the Profusion one, so maybe that was it. How many times can I say let's just see? Let's just see. Well, that was easy. Is that lulling me into a false sense of security? Possibly. Now, let's try and do the other side. I've remembered why I don't like this liner. It transfers. It stays sticky on, like I can feel it. It's the strangest feeling. Yeah, it does that. Can you see where it's like gone up into my eyes? It's a no from me. I'm going to see if I can like get it off now that it's dried a little bit. I hope I can, because I liked how my eyeshadow was looking. Meh. Either that or can I make it into like a graphic eye? Will that look crazy? Ew. Okay, I'm just going to have to keep my eyes looking straight forward. I'm not allowed to blink, or you can see where that eyeliner has transferred. I can't keep my eyes open for that long, not with all these lights in front of me. Yeah, that liner is a no from me. It's like ruined the whole look now. It was easy enough to use. I'm sure if I sat here like this with my eyes looking down for like 10 minutes for it to fully dry, it would be fine. But I didn't. And now it's everywhere. So I'm going in now with this mascara, and I remember hating this, but I'm giving it another go. This is the Relove High Rise Lifting Mascara. And the size of this wand is comical, honestly. It's absolutely huge. There's something wrong with the packaging where it's like you can't get the wand back into the tube without properly like putting your back into it. And the wand is bigger than my eyeball. It's like the size of my nose. It's absolutely huge. And it gets everywhere, so I already know that this is going to like ruin the eyeshadow as well. Now that I knew that this was going to, well, I thought that this palette was going to be the thing that made me hate this eye look, and it's the other products. Let's see. I know you probably won't believe me, but that is like 5 layers of mascara. It's just nothing. Like, with my favourite mascaras, if I were to do 5 layers, there would literally just be a block of mascara across my eyelashes. And this is like, it looks so natural. It looks fine, honestly, at this stage. It does. But I know, and I can remember, that this smudges like crazy. They do have a waterproof version. But honestly, like, these lashes are nothing exciting. I have other mascaras that give me this look with one coat. So if I want a natural look, which sometimes I do, if I want a natural look, I'll use something else. I won't do 5 layers of this one to get to this. I'll just do one of like the e.l.f. Lash and Roll to get this exact same look. It's also like crumbled under my eyes, like there's little bits of black all under my eyes. The wand is too big, I just don't love it. Like I say, there is a waterproof version, so if you're wanting a very natural look and you're happy to spend half an hour building it up, then go for it. The next product, I'm going to go in with my lip liner first actually, because I'm giving all of these products a fighting chance. This is the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade Rosy Nude, and I'm just going to, I'm keeping this. This is my all-time favourite lip liner. I'm going to just overline the lips first. And then in my lipstick declutter, I couldn't remember, or I was like deciding if I should keep these or not. And I haven't used them in a long time, but I seem to remember I liked them. But then part of me was like, should I declutter them? Because I have so many shades like this. So I have the Revolution Pro. What were you? It doesn't actually say. It was like the new Neutrals matte lipstick. I have Cashmere and I have Stripped. Which one do I want to try today? I feel like Stripped will like go with the eyeshadow more, where Cashmere is more brown. I'll go with Stripped. See, it's almost like a lilac-y, pinky nude. And honestly, I just don't know if it's that flattering. I don't know if I love it. I feel like on camera, a lipstick like this is fine, where it's like a look. But is this too purple for me to like realistically wear on an everyday basis? I think I might try the other one. So I've just redone the lip liner. I'm going to go in now with Cashmere. I feel, I don't know what I feel. What do you think? I'm leaving this one up to you. Do I keep these lipsticks? They're creamy, they're really nice, they're really comfortable, but are the colours blowing my mind? Are these even available anymore? Because realistically, if they're not available anymore, I don't really want to be using them on my channel, because like, don't want to be using things that you can't get if you want them. Like, that's just not fair, is it? So I will leave this one up to you. I will put it on screen now if they are available or not, and I'll let you decide. Do I keep these or do I get rid? And that is all of the products. So round up, what do I think? The foundation, I'm gonna say, is a no. It's just picking up on a lot of texture and I'm not a fan. The primer, I'm gonna keep on using. I'm going to keep it out on my table so that I keep using it, so that I can really like actually decide what I think of it, because honestly I've used it maybe 4 or 5 times, but I think if I've really got my skincare down, that will probably be a good one with like a foundation that's not gonna dry the heck out of my skin. The concealer I'm going to keep. I think that is actually quite a nice concealer. The wand is just infuriating. The bronzer I'm gonna keep because I think set with a powder bronzer that I love will work nicely in summer. The blush I'm gonna keep. Again, I don't know if I can actually get this or like link it, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep that. It's the colour of the moment, so I think that is a yes. The, oh, I'm just throwing things everywhere. The powder. It's been a day, okay? It's been a day. The powder I'm going to keep, I think, over the top of foundation that I prefer will probably look okay. The liquid liner I'm going to get rid of. It's ruined my face. Everything else is looking really nice, and then that has just completely ruined it. I'm going to get rid of the brow gel because honestly I'm not going to use it. The eyeshadow, I don't know why I hated this so much. I don't know why I felt it so strongly in my soul that I hated this palette so much, because I really like how the eye look has turned out today. What else have I used? Oh, the mascara. I'm going to get rid of that as well. It's just nothing. And let me know, what do I do about the lipsticks? I overall am quite happy with how all of this has turned out today. Given that the foundation completely ruined everything, I feel like everything else over the top is looking quite good. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do about those lipsticks. I'm feeling like I'm probably going to get rid of them because they're just not blowing my socks off, really. Like, I have so many nude lipsticks. Is this one special enough? Possibly. I mean, it is nice. I don't know. I'm leaving that one up to you. Until next time, thank you ever so much for watching. Bye.